Oh yes, the thing that got reworked for the Empire that's the most notable by far is the steam tank. You can see here all new model and animation set. We've got the dude on the top with the pistol as he's supposed to be, who does actually shoot his pistol for his secondary or tertiary ranged attack even, because of course it's still got the main gun, the steam gun, and is much better as a chariot. Steam tanks also have this armored vehicles passive, which means it has a very high missile block chance from the front, decent missile block chance from the side, and low missile block chance from the rear. So you can see here it normally gold shield 70%. I'm not exactly sure how this is broken up. I need to clarify this with the dev, but my guess is it's probably something like 90%, 70% at the front, 55% in the sides, 35% to the rear, something like that. In terms of its missile resistance. So definitely very cool. Its mass has also been upgraded, although the raw number might not be that much different. I don't remember what it was before. It does count now, I think, as an extra large entity, basically. It means that it'll just function much more effectively as a single entity chariot. And there have been some other reworks also for something like Outriders and War Wagons, but we'll get to those on another day. Today, Okoy's bringing in his Savage Orc build in honor of Slade against Balthazar and his double steam tank. We've also got the rockets raining in, of course, Sunmaker and Hellstorm Rocket Battery, the front line of Free Company, and some spearmen with a couple of great swords for some elite, I say elite, sort of mid-tier, honestly, infantry. But the Greenskins will advance under heavy fire as the steam tanks pull away. We've got some trolls here in the center offering some mass to stop up the steam tanks, stop me from endlessly cycle charging here. So we're going to fire in the cannon, of course, the main gun. Very decent single target damage against like monstrous infantry or single entities. You can see the steam gun fires away there. This guy does actually shoot his pistol. I have no idea how much damage it does, but it's there. So it's an extra little bit of something. The steam gun also has been slightly reworked. It's now like more of an explosive. Really nice foot of Gork coming in from McCoy, though, just smashing up multiple units. Kind of got overstacked right there as the rockets continue firing in. This steam tank's going to charge in the side with the Free Company, unleashing volleys of pistols, pushing back the green tide, but the relentless Savage Orcs nonetheless still going to get into melee here and start to rip through, especially with that foot of Gork in the center. Steam tanks definitely got their work cut out for them, but their terror will be very important. Get a nice little rear charge in here. Here we go, buffing up the Savage Orcs' melee attack as they try and maul through the spearmen and greatswords, but the steam tank is here. Oh yeah, a little bit of searing doom from Balthazar. This guy just stares at the hatch, contemplating his life decisions. Pops another pistol shot there. Yeah, I guess I'll have to maybe design some test if I can to see how much damage that pistol actually does. Probably not very much if I had to guess, but again, every little extra bit helps. And notice how the steam tanks so far haven't really had any issues, haven't got stuck up in these Savage Orcs largely. So let's check out here. This one, a little bit stuck in the thick of it. Yeah, for the first time. Slightly stuck, but still able to somewhat path through. Slowly but surely. Notice also how it has a just kind of steam explosion attack animation rather than that very awkward sort of reverse kind of ram attack animation, which, to be honest, didn't really work very well. And like the contact area, and there was just a bunch of issues with it, to be honest. So honestly, that steam explosion attack is totally fine by me. And as the rockets rain in, the terror kicks in from the steam tank, leading to mass rout of Greenskins. The Savage Orcs, Stone Trolls here, definitely having some major leadership issues. And, I mean, double steam tank, at certain points in history has been banned. Maybe it will be banned again if steam tanks are actually really good, but definitely think that steam tanks being a viable anti-infantry chariot single entity with some anti-large potential as well with the cannon and the steam gun and whatnot, it's just going to benefit Empire a lot to have sort of viable single entity. And that's to say nothing of the DLC stuff, which of course I'm going to start covering in about 6 days' time from when you're seeing this. Should be having some fun with all that, you know, land ships and whatnot. But Steam Tank as it is, of course, for free LC, for everyone who owns the Empire, for any reason, whether you bought Marcus Warhammer 2 or whether you own Warhammer 1 or, you know, any of the above, right? The Steam Tank's just going to be a great tool in your arsenal. Unleash some terror on your enemies, help deal with enemy infantry. Given that Empire's infantry isn't necessarily of the best quality, they definitely perform well for the cost. But great swords are not world beaters by any means. These ones just being circle beaten by Savage Orcs and Squigs here. They can do okay, but they definitely get outclassed by a number of things. So having some extra anti-infantry melee potential especially helps. And terror, of course, is quite good as well. Sequoia did get some Squigs back into the backline here, shut down one of my Hellstorms. The other one, Sunmaker, of course, managed to stay online, use up last of its ammunition there. Another Foot of Gork. Swing and a miss. You've got pretty good kills so far. There was a second one, I think, that I missed also, but yeah, surprisingly not that much value. I guess a lot of the foot damage was coming against sort of lower value units like Free Company and Spearmen. But Free Company also, again, as a hybrid unit, right, they do have small arms fire, which in and of itself inflicts an extra leadership penalty. So if we kind of think about this a little bit here, right? Yeah, if they get hit by it, yeah, that's under missile fire, -5. So having that extra little bit of leadership damage from something like, you know, Free Company also being hybrid infantry, I think will just generally synergize quite well with the Steam Tank, also being kind of a hybrid chariot monster type deal, right? It's Empire's looking pretty good, even again without the DLC stuff, just with some minor tweaks. Oof, the main gun firing in melee as well is nice. I don't know if that's necessarily new, but a little bit of clipping going on with the turret, but that's okay. A little bit of awkward bumper cars there in the woods as the stone trolls get shattered. Steam Tanks are just about out of ammunition, so even though I've had them on melee mode the entire time, right? Like, I literally, before the battle even starts, switch them onto melee mode, still leave them on fire at will, and they still have been using their ammunition the entire time, which is great. You know, the fact they can just, you know, incidentally continue generating value as you're cycle charging means that they're going to be probably some of the best chariots in the game, honestly, after this patch. We'll see. Another nice Foot of Gork going to go down here, hit both these Free Company, detonate quite a few of them, actually kill off some of their unit models for real. But the leadership of the Greenskins is suffering quite badly after successive routes. They're going to flee on back to the Badlands, down through the pass there. Throw down another Fountain Transmutation just to finish off these Stone Trolls, make sure they can't come back. So we'll watch Warzag make his final stand against the Free Company amidst the absolute piles of corpses here. Savage Orcs definitely had a rough go of it against the Steam Tank, double Steam Tank, but yeah, the age of Steam is upon us indeed. Got plenty more Empire content, of course, and other content for you guys very soon, but let's watch Balthazar make one final glorious charge. Blackfire Pass in the background there. Balthazar, of course, I guess I can say, the day this video is being released, it does start in Cathay, although has definitely a very interesting sort of dilemma set, where you can potentially return to the Empire, you can stay in Cathay and befriend Zhao, you can actually make Zhao into an enemy and try and conquer Cathay. A lot of very interesting, you know, opportunities there in Balthazar's campaign. His sort of wizard mechanics are also very cool as well. I have to say, this update, Creative Assembly did a much better job with the campaign stuff. This is a total tangent. My campaign, you know, my channel's not really a campaign channel. I might stream a little bit of Empire campaign, but generally we're going to keep it focused on multiplayer. But I have played quite a bit just for myself because it's, you know, the Empire. And I have to say, Creative Assembly did a much better job this time around of actually putting in some meaningful and interesting campaign changes for a number of the campaigns, Balthazar being one of them for sure. is definitely fun and interesting. I quite enjoyed playing through him in Cathay on sort of an expedition. It was quite a bit of fun. The expedition today against the Greenskins also quite successful. Both the steam tanks, even though they don't quite fully pay for themselves, tactically that terror was absolutely critical, and the shock damage of the charges as well, you know, being able to use up the ammunition sort of incidentally. Quite effective. Of course, the rocket battery, Sunmaker in particular, a very important piece of this puzzle as well, to help deal some broad anti-infantry damage against a horde like this. Great swords. One of them gets absolutely crushed. The other one actually does pay back its value. The Free Company also end up being very cost-effective, not surprising. They got low armor Savage Orcs to blast with their pistols, but still, you know, again, synergizing quite well with the steam tank in a number of ways. Spearmen are here. Balthazar's also here. A great feat, I guess we can say. Great feat from Feats of Strength from Wurzag there. Wasn't quite enough to win. The Trolls, unfortunately, didn't pay back what they needed to. Likewise, the Savage Biggins just got savaged by missile fire and shock charges and everything else. It was a bad time for them to be alive, but at least some of the Squigs managed to get back and shut down some of the rockets at the very least. But definitely a fun one. I appreciate Okoye taking a themed build as well. Definitely a lot of fun, and adds to some of the visual spectacle, even if it's not necessarily meta by any means. We certainly appreciate themed builds over on this channel. Absolutely. So definitely fun. Looking forward to showing you guys more from the update and from the DLC coming soon. So be sure to subscribe if you're not. Like this video. Share it with a friend if you found it useful, informative, entertaining, or anything else. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.